The best time to post on TikTok for summer 2024 has recently changed, and there are 3 new times that you need to make sure that you're posting it. And the last one I share with you is by far the most important. In fact, it's making the most small accounts just like yours go viral on TikTok. Like this creator right here started adapting to these times and gained over 20,000 followers in just 30 days. And this creator over 50,000 followers in just 30 days. The same thing can happen to you so long as you adapt to these new posting times, because if you don't, you're probably already seeing a decrease in the amount of reach that you're getting. The first time that you need to make sure that you're posting at is going to be from 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Now, I do want to note something here. The time zone that you need to be posting in needs to be where you're currently located. So wherever you are right now at the time of you posting that piece of content is what time zone you should be posting in. In addition to that, I do want to warn you, if you're scheduling posts out on a desktop on TikTok, well, guess what? You could be getting less reach than you should be getting, because it makes TikTok not as easily able to geo-focus where you are. So essentially what ends up happening, and this is why the time zone actually matters, is that wherever you post from on TikTok, you're gonna get views from that location first, unless you talk about a specific location. So I'm in Florida right now. If I made a post about LA, I would get more views in LA than I would in Florida. But otherwise, the majority of people that would see my post initially would be people located in Florida. And this is also why you shouldn't be adding a geotag if it's a really small city or if it's an obscure location, because you could actually be destroying the amount of reach that you're getting. Now, there are a few other mistakes that you're making when it comes to the times to be posting, and I want to share those with you before I get into the 2 other best times to post. But first, I wanted to show you a free website, and I have no affiliation with this website at all. It's just amazing because it's going to allow you to spy on your competitors, see what hashtags you're using, and see what time they're actually posting. So you're going to be able to see what time you might want to test posting out of the 3 time slots I share with you. Now, that website I was talking about is Countick, and like I said, it's 100% free. I have no affiliation with them, and that's why there are all these ads showing on the screen right now. But you could just ignore those because this is a free and great tool. So if we click here, you're going to want to go into analytics, and from here, you want to type in the names of your competitors. You're then going to click this little search bar, and what this is going to do is it's going to go get a bunch of different data on your competitors, like where they're located, total number of likes, total number of videos, total followers, but that's not even the good stuff. If we keep scrolling down, what we're going to be able to see are the most used hashtags that they always use, the top hashtags that they use, and if we keep scrolling, you're going to be able to see how many views they're getting and what time they posted at. So this video right here, 16,000 views, posted at 8:37. If we scroll down, 20,000 views, posted at 10 a.m. If we keep scrolling down, we have another video, 24,000 views, 8 p.m. And then this video right here, 129,000 views at 10 a.m. and then another 18,000 views at 11 a.m. So what do we see just by looking at this one account? Clearly, for her niche, for her target audience, 10 to 11:30 a.m. or 8 o'clock is going to be the best time to post. But you need to do this with several of your competitors, and you're going to be able to see if there are any trends going on. Do you see the same hashtag showing up over and over again? Is there a time to post that they're posting at that you haven't thought of? And could that be the reason that you're not getting the reach that you want? You could even get down to the minute here, like how some posts do great at 2:05 or some posts do good at 8:25. Now, this brings me to the second best time that you should be posting at, which is going to be from 3 to 4 p.m. Now, there are a few mistakes that I need to make sure that you're not making that I see so many small accounts make when it comes to posting. First and foremost, you should never be posting on the hour. So don't post at 10 a.m. Don't post at 10:30. You want to post at 10:32 or 10:02, because a lot of people schedule out their posts, which decreases their reach because they have to choose a time that is on the hour. And then as a result, it ruins the supply and demand. So essentially what happens is we have X amount of people on TikTok that are consuming content. When there are a lot more posts than there are people online, those posts get less views. So if you post at those more obscure times, it's higher odds that your video is actually going to end up getting pushed out. In addition to that, you need to make sure that you're only posting 1 time per hour. So if it's 10 a.m., you can only post once between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. You shouldn't be posting several different times. And ideally on TikTok right now, I actually wouldn't post more than 3 times in a day. If you do that, it's going to decrease your eligibility for showing up in the For You page, and ultimately it's going to lead to a decrease in views. Now, this was totally different a year ago. It was totally different 2 years ago, but this is the current playing field that you're operating on if you're trying to grow on TikTok right now. In addition to that, if you have a post going viral on TikTok, I would stop posting for the next 24 hours, and you need to make sure that you follow that post up with another post on a similar subject, or you need to be responding to one of those comments with a video, because if you're not doing that, you're probably decreasing your reach right now on TikTok. But there are 2 other algorithm changes we need to go over before we get to the last and best time for you to be posting on TikTok. In fact, these 2 algorithm changes just happened, and one of them is going to allow you to see whether or not you're shadow banned. The first one is that TikTok is now looking at your comments to see whether or not your video should rank for search. What do I mean by this? There are tons and tons of people every single day that come to TikTok to do searches for things. And in the past, TikTok just looked at what your hook was or what your description was to see whether or not your video should rank for search. But they're taking that a step further, and that step further is looking at your comment section. Are people commenting the keywords that people are going to be searching for? And guess what? You can actually game this. Whatever comments you get on TikTok, you can comment back with those keywords to make sure that they're showing up in your comment section, and boom, this is gonna increase the odds that you end up ranking for search on TikTok, increasing your views and increasing your followers. In addition to that, you can now check if you're shadow banned on TikTok. Here's what you need to do. You need to go to the More Tools section, and you're gonna see account check. From here, you just have to run that account check, and it is going to show you whether or not your TikTok is shadow banned, why your TikTok shadow banned if it is, and if you're not shadow banned at all, you might just be posting at the wrong time or messing up one of these other things I'm going to share with you, which is that you need to make sure that you're not reinventing the wheel on TikTok. This is one of the biggest mistakes I see TikTok creators make. They come onto TikTok, they start posting content with no context of what is already happening on TikTok. Here's a newsflash for everybody. Here's exactly how the TikTok algorithm works, and you could test this out with your own TikTok account. I want you to go on TikTok, I want you to watch some videos, comment on some videos, share some videos, and even like some videos. But essentially what you just did there was give TikTok insight into what kind of content they should show you next. And your viewers are doing the same exact thing. So if you go within your niche and find posts that your viewers have interacted with, and you look at the format, you look at the length, you look at the time that they were posted by using CountTick, the app that I shared with you earlier, well, guess what? You're gonna have now the blueprint for how the TikTok algorithm works for your specific niche, because it's different for every single niche. And guess what? You need to be looking at those things, recreating them, inserting yourself into the conversation that's happening on TikTok, and boom, this is gonna increase the amount of reach that you're getting so long as you're posting at this last and best time. But before I tell you that, I did have one last tip for you. You might find yourself in 200 view jail, 300 view jail, or even 500 view jail. And what this actually means is either one, you're messing up the length of your content, or you might actually be creating content that nobody cares about. And if you fall into this category, you need to do more research and need to change the positioning of your post. Your editing probably doesn't need to change. You might not even need a new camera. You might just need to think about what you're talking about differently. For example, if you're always being positive in your content, try being a little bit negative, and I bet you might get a better response from people. And you need to take all these things into consideration when you're going to upload a piece of content. And that time is going to be from 7 to 11 p.m. And please remember, this is the best time for you to be posting, but the post that you're creating needs to actually be contextual to what people are going to be consuming. What do I mean by that? If you're posting at 7 to 11 p.m., that's not the time for you to be posting a breakfast recipe. And it's not the time for you to be posting something about how you spilt your morning coffee. Why? Because these things aren't going to be relevant anymore. You need to be taking into consideration what mindset the viewer is in when they're consuming that piece of content. Like at night, people don't really look for new information. They're kind of looking for comedy or something that's going to help them unwind. But in the morning, they might be looking for new information, and you need to take this context into consideration when you go to upload something to TikTok. In addition to that, you need to understand that just posting at the right time isn't enough. You also need to be posting using the right links, creating the right content, using the right hashtags, and you need to make sure that you're editing your content the right way. If you're confused on how to do all those things, and you want me to personally help you the same way I helped this creator get over 20,000 followers in just 30 days, and this creator 50,000 followers in just 30 days, well, please, I'd strongly suggest that you check out this video right here that shares with you all the ways that we could personally work together so I can help you grow quicker on TikTok, get monetized on TikTok, and ultimately reach the life of your dreams through TikTok.